This video is to explain how Monsters, Magic and Mayhem is played. Monsters, Magic and Mayhem is a fast two-player game where two game masters pit characters and monsters against each other in a dungeon setting, battling over 3 rooms that may or may not have treasure in them.
Please remember, we are game designers, not videographers. Please excuse our fingers and long view shots. We promise to get better, eventually.
The game is comprised of 2 decks, the treasure deck and the adventure deck. The treasure deck has 12 cards and serves as the rooms you and your opponent will battle over. The adventure deck has 24 cards and holds the characters, monsters, spells, and magic items you will use when battling for each room. The treasure deck has rooms that are empty, full of treasure. And in between. Most times, 2 rooms will win the game, but sometimes it only takes 1. The character and monster cards look like this and have a strength as well as an effect that they generate. Notice the character type is in black and the monster type is in red, so that there is no confusion. Spells and magic items look like this. Spells require a spellcaster, but magic items can be used by any humanoid being. Spells will show a pentagram symbol somewhere on the card that looks like this, and spellcasters will have the same symbol, usually near their type. There are character and monster spellcasters. First, shuffle the adventure deck thoroughly. Then deal 8 cards to every player to get the game started. Once everyone's got their cards, take a peek. If you've got any spells, make sure you've got at least 1 spellcaster to use them. If you don't have a spellcaster, no worries. You can toss those spells and draw new cards from the adventure deck to replace them, but you only get 1 shot at this, so hope for the best. Organize your hand however you like, then start assigning cards to your rooms. Just remember, no mixing characters with monsters in the same room. But good news, 1 spellcaster can handle all your spells in a single room with no penalty. Handy, right? Now, once all the cards have been played by both players, you reveal 1 room at a time. Now, in this case, I have an archer, the fusilier, a gun-wielding badass, and a knight. The knight wields the sword of Helig as a magic item. Meanwhile, my opponent has deployed a manticore and zombies. The next thing that we do is we look and see what the special is for each card. Now for the archer, he's unaffected by spells. Since there's no spell casting, he has nothing to fear. The fusilier can fire on an unopened room. That means a room that hasn't been resolved yet. And if a foe in that room is weaker than the fusilier's strength, then that target is eliminated. The fusilier's strength is 7, so that's pretty strong. He's going to go ahead and fire at this room because he sees somebody outside its door. There's only 1 card, so maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. So we get to reveal what's in here, and it's a thief. Now the thief only has a strength of 2, so that means the fusilier does eliminate him. But the interesting aspect about the thief is that he steals treasure in the room if he's the only party member, and he was the only party member. My opponent is sneaky, but in this case the fusilier has taken him out. This does not stop the fusilier from engaging in battle in this room. The knight negates the strength of the healer and the monk if they are foes, which they are not in this case. But with the sword of Helig, he gains a +2 strength. This gives him a total strength of 10. Plus the 7 from the fusilier is 17, and +6 from the archer makes 23 to the monster's strength of only 9. Now the zombie's special is to remove the monk from the room. There's no monk, so that doesn't happen. The fiery breath of the manticore deals 3 damage to a random enemy. None of my characters are a 3 strength or less, so that really isn't going to do anything but reduce the strength of their attack by 3. So now the strength is 20 to 9. Doesn't matter. They still lose, and this room is mine. Now we flip the room over to see what I've gained from winning this room, and in this case, the room is empty. We fought over nothing, but since I did win the room, I at least get 1 point. On to the next room. Since the Fusilier already took out my opponent's thief, I automatically win. In this room I had orcs and a dragon. The dragon frightens the wizard, which, if he was in the other room, he would just run away. Orcs do double damage if any magic items are used in the room, which that wasn't going to happen anyway, which would give me a strength of 12. But it doesn't matter. I automatically win this room. This room does have some treasure in it, a value of 4, which is better than average. My total points is now 5. Can I win the last room? In the last room, I reveal I have creatures. I have a giant spider and a stone giant. The giant spider reduces enemy strength by -4 due to the webbing it releases, and the stone giant is capable of a crushing blow, instantly destroying any enemy of a strength of 4 or less. Now, let's see what my opponent had. My opponent has characters. First, a swordsman. He doubles his strength when fighting monsters. He is fighting monsters, so now his strength is 10. Plus, he has the Shield of Ralpha, which gives him an additional 4 points of damage, which basically negates, let's say, the spider's webbing. He also has a monk. He stops the thief from stealing treasure. Well, the thief got blown away earlier, so no effect there. The monk adds 3 to his swordman's 10 for 13. The wizard is a 1. If there were any orcs in the room, they would be frightened away by the wizard. But he does have a spell, Entangling Vines. With the spell, the target loses 3 attack strength from being hindered. Interesting that we have an Entangling Vines spell versus a giant spider. They basically almost cancel each other out. But in this case, since this shield kind of canceled out the spider, it gives a -3 to the giant. But the giant destroys anybody with a strength of 4 or less, so it's up to the giant to decide who he's going to squish. In this case, the best thing for him to squish is the wizard, so the wizard cannot cast that spell. So that's what the giant does. The wizard becomes a stain on the floor. My opponent has a 13 since his strength is doubled, and in my case, I have a 12. This means that my opponent won this room. My opponent got a great room. It's full of art. It has a high value, worth 6. I did 5 points winning 2 rooms, but with 1 room he was able to beat me with his 6. That's how quick someone can snatch victory from defeat. Monsters, Magic, and Mayhem is fast, always different, and lets you play a game while another is set up. Someone goes to the bathroom, or any time 2 people need to kill some time. It makes a great game for travel. Doesn't need much space. Play it in a car, a plane, or even a train. Fear nothing, just play. Got questions or want to share your favorite strategy? Drop a comment below and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.